What's up guys, MomoJiri here, and welcome to another top 10 video. But before that, we're going to give another Pokemon question of the day. This question is, in Gen 1, what was the only Pokemon Ash ever caught in multiples? Leave your comments down below, and the last Pokemon question of the day will be answered at the end of this video. Now, we go on to what this video is actually about. We're going to be talking today about the top 10 features I would like to see in Pokemon Go. Now, these are all opinion based, so if you have any different opinions, leave them down below. And some of them you guys actually mentioned, so this will be pretty good. So let's just get right into it. Number 10 would be when you're just walking around, just like in the regular mainstream Pokemon game, and you find random items. Like, it might be in the shape of a Pokeball, or you might actually see what the item is. Either way, I would love if they incorporated that into the Pokemon game. Well, in Pokemon Go. Now, instead of just finding Pokemon, you find items. I think that would be very fundamental, so we could actually gain an inventory without buying it or without events. So like you could just be walking around and you find like chests, maybe you find Pokeballs, or you just find just anything lying around. And then you just point your phone to it, click it, and you'll acquire it. So that's my number 10 pick. Number 9 would actually go to Pokemon centers. And wouldn't it be cool if you just walked around and a random Pokemon center just popped up on your screen? And I know I watched another video and they're like, oh, why not have a pre-disclosed location? Like you can place where you want Pokemon centers, and I actually think that's a pretty cool idea. Just like it'll be by your house, maybe as soon as you enter a location, your Pokemon are automatically healed. Or maybe it could be like after you walk a certain amount of steps, your Pokemon are healed. So it's just, you know, a way to get people active. Maybe it has to be a few feet or like a few kilometers away from your starting location. And after you get there, you either click a button or you just point your phone to something, and then, you know, Pokemon are all nice and healed. Number 8 would actually go to planting berries. Now, it was a really cool thing that they introduced in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. My sister was actually absolutely obsessed with planting berries. She had 99 of every single berry you could have, and it was absolutely crazy. And then they had that in X and Y. I think that, yeah, of course they had a Mega Ruby, not Sapphire. So why not? It'll be a way of just healing your Pokemon, get status, and it'll be a nice little trip to go into the wild, you know? And maybe also a subscriber was like, why not make apricots, just like in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, where you can just find random apricots, and then after you get a certain amount, or after you find one, you could just turn it into a Pokeball. A heavy ball, you know those Pokeballs that you can't normally get? You could just make them yourself after you just travel around, and maybe you could plant them and they'll grow. So either way, I think it would be a great idea that we can grow our own things. It could kind of be like Farmville or like something else where you just leave them alone and then you just get berries and you click on them on your screen, maybe on your map, and then you grow them. It'll be like your own little patch, and then maybe people could come and trade with you, help you plant, leave berries for you. Who knows? That would be a pretty sick idea, I think. Number 7 would actually go to the Battle Frontier. The fact that you can either set it somewhere or go to a location that Nintendo has put in place, and you can, you know, just roam around. do different battles, have double, triple rotation battles. They'll give you Pokemon that you could use against random trainers or trainers that are there. You know, it'll kind of be like forts, but not really. You don't have to capture anything, but it could be just straight the battle frontier. I mean, the battle frontier in Emerald was absolutely amazing. I loved it. The battle pyramid, battle tower, battle snake, and just everything there was just so much fun to play. So I think that would be a great idea that Nintendo needs to put in place, that you could just have predetermined locations and go there yourself. So Nintendo, think about that. And then number 6, of course, has to be to Pokemon leagues, tournaments, and competitions, whatever you want to call them. Hopefully there'll be leagues. And since we're going to have gyms, that maybe you have to travel around, go to the gyms, and then maybe after a few months or so, there's a championship in like New York, Florida, California, Nevada, just big Pokemon tournaments. It could be like an anime where you fight other people and then make it to the top, and whoever wins that is the winner and the champion. Or you could have it like the Pokemon League, and in the games where you fight 4 regular leagues and then fight the champion. I don't know. I don't know which one I like better, but tell me what you guys think down below, because that is actually something that sounds pretty cool. My number 5 pick would be the Pokemon Safari. It's kind of like maybe you can incorporate that into like the Friend Safari, where there's just another predetermined location that maybe you could set, or it'll be just randomly while you walk, and the people you add to your account, or just you could go there and just find a bunch of random Pokemon. Both of them sound pretty cool. And just think about it. Pokemon you can't normally find out there in the wild are actually somewhere else, and easier location to get. And maybe it'll be just like the regular Pokemon Safari where you don't use Pokemon and you just try to catch it on your own without anything. Or it could be like the Friend Safari where you actually use your own Pokemon. But I don't know. Guys, it's just, it'll be like your own little breeding ground. Speaking of which, let's go to my number 4 pick. Number 4 would actually be breeding mechanics, or to be able to leave Pokemon daycare. And if they have a daycare, that means that we will have IVs, EVs, and natures. And who wouldn't want that? The fact that you could just try to hatch Pokemon, they can have like a pedometer where it'll keep track of all your steps. And the more steps you take, the faster your Pokemon will hatch. Or maybe every Pokemon have a predetermined amount of steps, just like in a regular mainstream game, until the egg hatches. And maybe it could be just like in a Pokemon game where you have abilities, and Pokemon with Flame Body, like Talonflame, will be able to make your Pokemon hatch faster. And that is amazing if they do that. Daycare is really fun in case you find Pokemon that other people don't have. It'll be easier to trade, really, because you could give them the Pokemon you want, they'll get the Pokemon you want, and then it would just be easier on everybody. And then you could just trade them away, do giveaways, and, you know, just have fun with it. And from there, we could go to my number 3 pick, and that is Pokepoints or Pokedollars. Now, you could either get them in battle, or you could get them through achievements, events, walking around enough, finding them, selling items to shops. Hopefully there'll be shops. If there's a Pokemon Center, there'll be a Pokemart. But, you know, how to have some kind of in-game currency. Every game has it. And of course, if you want more, you either play more or you spend more money. Hopefully you don't have to spend that much money, and that you just acquire it through playing. And someone pointed out that in Ingress, the more you play, the better you get. And it has nothing to do with money. Money is just basically for events and stuff. But if you play the most, hopefully you'll be the most successful. And Pokédollars is a great currency to have. I mean, not just use like actual money, but have an in-game currency where you could just spend what you wish and acquire it how you can. But it will suck if you keep battling people and you keep losing and then you have to keep giving them money. Maybe you have to place bets before you do a Pokemon battle, or maybe it's just a percent of how much money you actually have. Or maybe it's like relative to each other. Like if you have $10 and they have $100, maybe you each give each other $1 or $2 or something. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but they have to do something with that. My number 2 spot, of course, has to be just like everyone else. They want this so badly. Starter Pokemon. Now, I'm not sure if it'll be like the original starters in all the regions that you could pick from, or maybe it's like region exclusive, like where you are determines what starter Pokemon you get. Or maybe it's just you get any starter Pokemon. I don't know, but I would love it if you get either more than one or you just get a starter Pokemon. Maybe you could pick a game that you could choose from, and then from there you'll be able to get the starter Pokemon of your choosing. And maybe there's an alert that goes out for when you get it that sends it out to everyone else who gets one, and then you all get to talk and battle right off the bat and just battle it out. I mean, in some games, a starter Pokemon will be Eevee, Pikachu, and then you have the regular Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos region starters. So maybe it'll be something like that. I don't know. But all I know is that I would love to start my game with a Pikachu. I think everyone does. Or an Eevee, breed it, and then just have a whole team of Eevees. Like, that is my dream right there. Just have an entire team of Eevees. Eeveelutions. My number 1 pick for the top 10 features I want to see in Pokemon Go would be Wi-Fi battles. Hopefully you just connect to the Wi-Fi and then you could set some things up and then you could just battle people online instead of going out and battling people. I mean, it'll be a great way, but maybe it's just a show of your skills, not a way to level up your Pokemon. So people who train really well could show them off and just maybe they could have streaks, and every time you win, the streak goes up, or every time you do something, you could have like a streak, and the more Pokemon trainers you defeat, the better your streak gets, the more points you get. Or maybe it's just a way of getting Pokepoints or Pokédollars, you know, just defeating more Pokemon, defeating more trainers, and just gaining that expertise. Like, maybe you don't get EVs, IVs, and natures and abilities, but hopefully you'll have some way of making your Pokemon better than another Pokemon instead of just regular battling. And I wonder if they could just have the 4 Pokemon move system like they do in the mainstream games. I don't know, but that sounds cool. If they give you a list of all moves you could have and you could just pick and choose, or they'll go in like the regular mainstream Pokemon games and then you have to pick 4 moves, and then maybe you could spend some Pokepoints or something and you'll be able to teach a Pokemon a move that it doesn't have. Like maybe a move that it learned previously, or if you got at level 36 and it learned a move at 21, you could reteach it and do that. There'll be TMs, HMs, I hope, so that people will have some up with other people, or we'll just be all together and all the same, and then we'll just be battling it out just to see who's the best trainer. Maybe the moves will determine who's the best trainer, right? Not the abilities and stuff. And then we're going to my number 0. Now this is my top pick. I know people don't normally do this, but I'm doing it. This is something that can't be in any list. This is just the number one thing, even though something else is number one. But this is the thing that I really want. I want an achievement system. Like, you start out in every game, and at first a Pokemon are weak, and everyone will basically find the same Pokemon. The same, starting Pokemon that you find in every game. And it'll be exclusive to regions. Like, you could find Pidgeys, Pidovs, Rattata, Zigzagoons, Sparrows, Weedles, Kakunas, Wurmples. All those different Pokemon. And then the more you travel, the better Pokemon you get. And how in the regular mainstream games, when you first go to the Pokemon, all you could get is potions and Pokeballs and repels. And then the more you go through the game, the better Pokeballs, the better items you get. Like, by the time you get to the Pokemon League in the Elite Four, you find that you could buy full restores, max potions, not max revives, but revives, ultra balls, great balls, just better items later in game. Like, the more you play, the better items you can get, and the better items you can find, or the more items you find. And maybe there could be like a leveling up system. Like, you as a trainer will level up, not just your Pokemon. And the more you travel around, the higher level you get, the more battles you win. And just have an achievement system, like catching this many Pokemon, going this many steps, traveling to this many different places, catching this many different Pokemon from different places, playing for certain hours, like maybe playing for like 100 hours would award you Poke Points and Pokeballs or something. And people who gain or catch the most amount of Pokemon over time would be, eligible for events or be showcased or something. Like, maybe there could be a trainer showcase and people can just vote for their favorite trainer, and then that trainer will be featured, and then maybe there'll be sponsorships. Like, companies will pay you to advertise their stuff while you're on your Pokemon journey. Like, you could have Gatorade, wireless carriers, different food brands. Like, who knows? Maybe it could just be a walking sponsorship post. But I want an achievement system where you feel good the more and longer you play the game. Like, people who play the regular mainstream Pokemon game for hours, all they get is that number on the screen that tells them how long they've been playing. And the achievement they get themselves for knowing they've played that long. Me, my Sapphire game, my Pokemon Sapphire game, the original one, I have gotten more than 500 hours on that game because I was just going through the Elite Four like crazy, trying to get all my Pokemon to level 50 to trade them to Emerald, to battle it out in the Battle Frontier. So guys, that is my top 10 picks plus extra of things or features I want to see in Pokemon Go. Now, you can leave your list down below. You can tell me what you think about my list, but just know that I am excited for this game. So guys, that it is on. So train on, guys, train on. And we're going to answer the Pokemon question of the day from the last video. Here's our winner, and you are correct. The first Pokemon out of the 3 main starters that Ash caught was Bulbasaur. He caught that in it was the 10th episode of Pokemon. It is called Bulbasaur in the Hidden Village. And that is where Ash caught his Bulbasaur. It was protecting a village of weak Pokemon that were abandoned. And it's like, I like you, Ash. I'm gonna go with you. So yes, guys, thank you for entering. And if you would like your comment to be featured in the next video, remember to go to the start of this video and watch what the Pokemon question of the day is. So guys, I hope you like it. And as usual, guys, I'll catch you later.